Okay YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't posted a video for a while and I know that nobody cares, but anyways. In this video I'm going to talk about the importance of thinking in advance about your food. Thinking in advance what you're going to eat after 3 hours, after 6 hours, on the next day, etc. If you still don't have this habit to think in advance about your food, you should definitely develop this habit. You should definitely develop this habit, especially if you want to lose weight and if you want to gain muscle. But, in general, if you develop this habit, I can assure you that you will have a healthier lifestyle. You'll feel better, you'll look better, your body will function better. Guaranteed. First, let me give you the following personal example. The example I'm going to give right now will make you better understand the things that I'm going to say later in this video. So when I was a freshman, first year student at university, I didn't have this habit at the time. I didn't think in advance what I was going to eat. Then I used to spend quite a lot of time in the university library studying for my classes. And I'm there in the library studying for hours, and all of a sudden I get hungry. I literally have 4 options. So option number 1, I'm like, okay, I'm going to study for another hour or 2 and I'll eat afterwards. So option number 1, end up not eating anything. Option number 2, stop studying for a while and go to the nearest banitsanica and eat a banitska. If you're not Bulgarian, probably you don't know what a banitska is. Well, a banitska is probably the most delicious thing you can ever try if you come to Bulgaria. And it's pretty much dough with low quality cottage cheese. And it's really, really oily. You cannot imagine how oily it is. When you squeeze it, you see how the oil starts pouring. It's really oily, but it's really delicious. So, option number 2, end up eating some junk food. If it's not banitska, it will be a pizza, a hamburger, a junior, such kind of stuff. Junk food. Option number 3, I'm in the university library, studying, and all of a sudden I get hungry. I can go to the university canteen, which is no more than 3 minutes away from the library, but the problem is that everything in the canteen tastes and looks like crap. It's really oily, it's really salty, it's crap. I mean, if I have the scale from 10 to 1, where 10 is the most delicious thing I've ever eaten, and 1 is the worst thing I've ever eaten, the food from our canteen will be around 3. Probably more like 2.75. No more. So I go to the university canteen and what I eat is a chicken steak with some rice and some salad. Eating a chicken steak with some rice and some salad is perfectly fine. But the problem is that the chicken steak in our canteen tastes like crap. The rice, they give you a huge pile of rice. I eat this amount of rice in 3 days. And this is when I'm not consuming any other source of carbs. So just imagine how much rice they give you. Do I look like an Asian? Hell no! And it's really oily. You cannot imagine how oily it is. Even the banitska is not that oily. Imagine this. And it's salty. The salad? One word, crap. So option number 3, eat something that by itself is okay, but the way how the food is cooked, seasoned, makes it not such a nice option. Option number 4, which is pretty common among university students, and that is order food from a restaurant. Usually university students order pizza, hamburgers and juniors, but you can order something nice, something healthy. But the problem is that high quality healthy food, which is ordered from restaurants, is expensive. And another thing is that you have to wait for at least 45 minutes for your food to be cooked and delivered to you. So option number 4, order something nice, something healthy from a restaurant, but the problem is that it will be quite expensive and you have to wait for at least 45 minutes for the food to be cooked and delivered to you. So these were the 4 options that you have if you get hungry all of a sudden and you're not prepared. Not eating anything, eating some junk food, eating something that by itself is okay, but the way how it's cooked makes it not such a nice option. And option number 4, eat something healthy, which will be quite expensive, and you have to wait for it for at least 45 minutes. At the beginning of the video, I said that it's quite important to think in advance what you're going to eat, especially if you want to lose weight and if you want to gain muscle. But why is that? First, let me explain to you why it is so important to think in advance about your food when you want to lose weight. When you want to lose weight, there is one crucial thing, the most important thing if you want to lose weight, and that is you should keep your blood sugar stable. So what I mean by that, to keep your blood sugar stable, you cannot keep your blood sugar like a constant, because your blood sugar will fall, will rise, then it will fall, it will rise. The idea is to avoid spikes in your blood sugar. So you should not allow your blood sugar to fall a lot, then rise a lot, then fall a lot and rise a lot. You should avoid such spikes. So how to avoid spikes in your blood sugar? Instead of having 3 bigger meals per day, you should have 5 smaller ones. This is your blood sugar after breakfast. It's pretty high. It will start falling and by the time for your lunch it will be to a pretty low level. After your lunch it will go up. And by the time for your dinner, again, it will be to a pretty low level. After you're done with your dinner, it will skyrocket again. You should avoid such spikes in your blood sugar. That's why it's better to have 4, 5, 6 more meals instead of 3 bigger meals, because when you eat more frequently, you will have no spikes in your blood sugar. What I mean, if you eat more frequently, yes, your blood sugar will still go up. Anytime you eat something, your blood sugar will go up. But the important thing here is that the change in your blood sugar will be pretty minor. There will be no drastic change in your blood sugar. Remember option number 1 from the example that they gave you, not eating anything? This is a pretty bad option. This is a pretty bad option because when you don't eat anything, you will have huge spikes in your blood sugar. Option number 4 from the example that they gave you, ordering healthy food from a restaurant. When you get hungry, your blood sugar will be pretty low. So when you order food from the restaurant, you will have to wait for at least 45 minutes for your food to be cooked and delivered to you. So during these 45 minutes, your blood sugar will fall even further. And afterwards, when you get your food, when you eat, your blood sugar will skyrocket. So still a pretty bad option. Why option number 2 from my example, eating junk food, is not good, especially when you want to lose weight? Well, there are a lot of reasons why eating junk food is bad, but in my opinion, there are 2 main ones. Fast food is full of starch and trans fatty acids. The 2 main reasons why junk food is so bad. And let me make this clear. Here we are talking about bad starch, unhealthy starch. What is starch? Starch is a type of carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is the nutritional category for sugars and molecules that your body breaks down to make sugars. Carbohydrates, or simply carbs, can be simple or complex, depending on their structure. When you eat some food that is rich in carbs, your blood sugar goes up. But your digestive tract doesn't respond to all carbs the same. What I mean, let's take starch and fiber for example. These are both complex carbs, which means that they're composed of many units of sugar joined together, creating a long chain. However, these units of sugar are joined together differently. And this difference changes the effect they have on your body. The joints between the units of sugar of the starch can be easily broken down by the enzymes in your body. So, foods which are high in unhealthy starch can be found in white rice, white bread, everything that has been made with white flour. So, foods high in unhealthy starch, like all the junk food, are digested easily, which will result in a quick release of glucose into your blood, or in other words, there will be a spike in your blood sugar. These foods have a high glycemic index. That is the amount a particular food raises your blood sugar. On the contrary, foods that are high in fiber, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, have a lower glycemic index because the bonds of the fiber cannot be easily broken down, which slows down the release of glucose into your blood. So, the first main reason why junk food is so bad is because of the unhealthy starch. Because starch can be easily digested by your body, which will make your blood sugar skyrocket. The second reason why junk food is so bad is because of trans fatty acids, or in short, trans fats. There are 2 types of trans fats, natural and artificial. Natural trans fats are not of much concern here. Here the troublemaker is the artificial trans fats, because artificial trans fats are linked to various diseases. Most people who are watching my videos are in their 20s, and since I'm 22, I'm in this group. And I know how most people in their 20s think. They think they're invincible, nothing can stop them, nothing can make them weak, such kind of stuff. Because, let's be honest, in your 20s, your health is pretty good. No matter what you eat, no matter what you do. But in the long run, when you get 40, when you get 50, when you start having problems with your health, you realize that eating so much junk food when you were younger was not such a nice option. And you want to go back in time and change your eating habits, but unfortunately, you will not have this opportunity. I believe that eating junk food once per 2 weeks is okay. And here by eating junk food once per 2 weeks, I mean eating junk food in only one serving. Let's say only for lunch, for example. You don't eat junk food during the whole day. So eating junk food once per 2 weeks is okay. But please, don't eat junk food every single day, like some of my friends from the university. Now let's talk about the importance of thinking in advance about your food when you want to gain muscle. Gaining muscle tissue is a process that is different for everybody. What I mean, for somebody one thing may work best, for somebody else a totally different approach may lead to better results. But in general, there are 3 things you should do if you want to gain muscle. And these are train, eat, and rest. Simple as that. So, if you're not doing one of these 3 things, it will be quite hard for you to gain muscle. Or at least, you're not going to fully utilize the efforts you're putting in this process. Why I'm saying this? Because one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of young people do is they work out really hard, but they don't eat enough. All the things that I'm saying in my videos are based on my personal experience. So by saying that a lot of young people are not eating enough, are not eating the right stuff, I'm referring to myself when I was younger. Because when I started working out, like 6 or 7 years ago, I didn't care what I ate. I even remember there was some period when I didn't eat protein for about 6 months. And I was wondering why I'm not gaining muscle. You cannot gain muscle if you don't eat protein, no matter how hard you train. And another thing is that at some point I didn't have breakfast. I had only lunch and dinner, 2 meals per day. Which is stupid in general, and it's totally stupid especially if you want to gain muscle. If you want to maximize your gains, you should eat high quality source of lean protein, such as chicken breast, turkey breast, beef and fish. You should also eat plenty of vegetables and fruits. You should eat good source of carbohydrates. My favorite are black rice, red rice, quinoa, all kinds of beans, all kinds of lentils. And you should also eat foods rich in healthy fats, such as nuts, seeds, avocados, olive oil. You should also eat foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3 fatty acids are essential. Your body needs omega-3 fatty acids, but your body cannot produce them. So you should get omega-3 fatty acids through the food that you're eating. Foods that are rich in omega-3 fatty acids are fish, nuts, seeds, olive oil, avocados. So if you want to maximize your gains, to utilize your efforts to the greatest extent, you should eat the things that I just mentioned. And you should give your body fuel every 3 hours, which implies having 5 smaller meals per day instead of 3 bigger ones. Because if you have 3 bigger meals per day, yes, you will gain muscle. But if you want to maximize your gains, you better eat 5 times a day. If you're still here, probably you have already forgotten what the main idea of the video is. Because I already have. The main idea of this video was to make you think in advance about your food. If you think in advance about your food, you'll definitely eat healthier and you'll definitely have a healthier lifestyle. And vice versa. If you want to eat healthier and have a healthier lifestyle, you should think in advance about your food. At first, it will be quite strange for you to develop this habit, to think in advance about your food, but eventually it will become second nature to you. It's like brushing your teeth every single night before going to bed. You're just doing this without thinking why you're doing it. I also wanted to show how I'm doing this, how I'm preparing my 5 meals for the next day, but since this video became way too long, I'm going to make another one. There will be a link for that video in the description below. If you want, you can check it out. Thank you very much for staying with me until the very end, if you're still here. I hope you found this video useful. See you in the next one.